Hey guys, today we're going to react to Watcher of the Skies by Genesis live in 1973, and apparently 1973 is a very good year for Genesis and prog rock, right? I mean, there's the Dark Side of the Moon, there's a lot of King Crimson and stuff like that, so apparently it was a good year. And every time I do like live versions of their songs, it's always like 1973. So maybe that was the last year that Peter Gabriel was in the band. I'm not really sure. You guys can tell me in the comments the history of the band and stuff like that. But like I said before, we're doing this one 8 minutes long. We have the lyrics as well. And yeah, I've been out of the internet for a while, and I mean like 3 days only, and that's because I just had to detox from I was feeling a little bit burned out to do a lot of stuff and stuff like that. And I'm also having a future documentary style video coming very soon, and I hope it will be very good. So let's start with Genesis right here. Not really sure what to expect, by the way. I think a lot of you guys recommended this, and I've seen it around as well. Sounds like the beginning of another song, I think. Very dramatic, isn't it? Kind of like a church organ as well. Okay. I think this reminds me of Supper's Ready. Very explosive intro with some vocals.
This planet's soil. Now the rain has come to end. Silent again, destroyed life. Do they play elsewhere? Do they know God games? Maybe there is a chance. This is the end that is gone.
It looks like Dracula. Okay, so I'm going to pause right here and rewind a little bit so we can enjoy it later, but we reached half the song, so this is the time to, you know, sum up my first impressions of half the song and see what we can find as well. The lyrics we'll analyze it later at the end of the video. But the sound is kind of like what do you call it? Like a not a party, but I guess a festival. It feels kind of like a carnival or something like that. It's not very bluesy or sad or anything like that. Feels more like an explosive, like energy filled party or like an event or something happening. You know, not really sure why he has such a like a bat outfit, I guess. And he looks like a vampire with his what do you call it? His robe. So that's pretty cool. By the way, I've noticed that he uses a lot of characters to display the narrative of the song, pretty much. So you guys could tell me in the comments. For example, I saw that there was like a guy with like a diamond shaped head, which is red or something like that. Then there's the thoughts as well. There's a lot of other ones, and then there's this one right here. So I want you guys to tell me in the comments what do they mean or where they come from, whatever information you may feel like giving, you know. So because I'm interested as well. By the way, I've been listening to a lot of Genesis lately, so much that I did like the best prog rock long songs playlist on Spotify and stuff like that because I wanted to do a very long playlist of very long songs and stuff like that. So Genesis was in the playlist, and we had like Supper's Ready and Fear for Fifth. There are a lot of other songs as well, but I think those are the ones that struck me the most, especially Fear for Fifth. I think Ready is really good, and really like um, the narrative. I feel like there's such a lot of creativity and originality to pull that off without anybody just looking at you and feeling like, what is that guy doing in like a red dress and Fox mask, you know? It feels weird, so you know, it's very original, it's what I'm trying to say, very unique. Fear for Fifth, I'd say it's more like a very masterpieceful music orchestra. That's the best way I can describe it. I really like the instrumental sections quite a lot. Not that I don't like the lyrics and stuff like that, but the instrumental section really tells a lot of more words than the words themselves, you know. So yeah, I really liked it. And I noticed that they're very bluesy as well. Unlike this one, which is kind of like a festival, carnival feel to it as well. I've been hearing some of Phil Collins' drumming. It's very nice. It's on the back. It's not very overwhelming the guitar and stuff like that or anything like that. I've noticed a very bluesy guitar as well. I don't remember who the guitarist of Genesis is. I'm trying to remember right now. Maybe his name was Steve, but I'm not really sure. Yeah, and Peter Gabriel's vocals are very nice, very soothing, not very, you know, impactful, not at least not right now. Maybe they'll get really screamy or anything like that at the end of the song. Not really sure. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. It's 8 minutes long. It's fairly shorter than the all the other ones that I've did before. I think those were like 10 minutes plus. So this is very nice. Not really sure what he's talking about yet. And I forgot to say, sorry if I pause again. I'll rewind. But I forgot to talk about the organ as well. The organ kind of reminded me of like a very church-like organ, you know, like a lone player just in echo playing in the church and stuff like that. I think I'm not sure if this is true, but I think it's a Hammond organ. Tell me in the comments if I'm correct, but I think I saw some people talking about it and stuff like that. So let's continue. I really like the guitar in the song.
From life long to life as one. Think not now your journey's done. Oh, your ship be sturdy, no mercy has to see. Will you survive? Oh, shall I be falling just you make it a day. This is my world, it got my soul to play.
Feels like a really good jam.
Sadly now your thoughts turn to stones. When you're gone, you know you never go. Watch around the skies, watch the moon. Your fate alone, this is your own.
Okay. Wonder if we're gonna get like a guitar solo. Maybe this is the end of the song. Okay, so I think that's the end of the song. So yeah, that was great. I need to like I mean I need to take it in and wait a little bit so we can like, finally kick in the fact that this song is very good and stuff like that. I mean I liked it. It's my first ever listen and I really enjoyed it. But I feel like I need to, you know, listen to it more times to actually appreciate its genius's way, I guess. But let's start from the lyrics. Let's try to analyze what he's talking about and stuff like that. So, Watcher of the Skies, Watcher of all, he is a god. Wait, what? He's a world alone, no world is his own. So I'm not really sure if Genesis has a lot of like if lyrics matter or if they're just sounds to make sense with the music. But let's try to make sense of this anyways. So Watcher of Skies reminds me of like birds or maybe God, like a very big entity or maybe something that is flying. So make that what you will. Watcher of all, which again reminds me of God. His is a world alone, no world his own is his own. This is like I gotta think a little bit, so it it can make a lot of more sense, I guess. His is a world alone, no world is his own. Maybe it's talking about how in this world he isn't above the world, and he is alone in that world, and there is no world that is his home. So yeah, it's very confusing. It's probably abstract. It's probably a metaphor or something, you know. He whom life can be can no longer surprise. Raising his eyes beholds a planet unknown. So he whom life no longer surprises. Oh, okay. So maybe it's a person who is like not optimistic, maybe somebody who's looking down and cannot look up to greater things ahead, you know. Raising his eyes beholds in a planet unknown. So maybe it's talking about like a new world and stuff like that for a person who isn't really looking forward to anything in the future. Creatures shaped this planet's soil. Now the rain has come to an end. So I was thinking maybe about the composition, because it is true that a lot of animals do decompose and come back to the ground or I guess to Mother Earth. And maybe he's talking about death. Has life again destroyed life? Do they play elsewhere? Do they know more than their childhood games? This one is quite tough. Maybe it's talking about how life destroys itself naturally because it's part of life, you know? Like death is part of life. But then again, life destroys itself. So it's a very abstract way of thinking. Do they play elsewhere? Do they know more than their childhood games? Now, do they play elsewhere makes me think of like other planets, like is there life outside our own planet, stuff like that. Do they know more than their childhood games? Maybe talking about basic instincts, like do they have a conscience? Are they like us human? Are they superior to us intellectually? Maybe I'm just going, maybe I'm just reaching very far. Maybe the lizard's shed its tail. This is the end of man's long union, right? Yeah, long union with Earth. Maybe the lizard shed its tail. So lizards do heal after some time. I'm trying to think how this relates back to humanity because it's apparently a metaphor. Maybe the lizard shed its tail. The end of man's long union with Earth. Like the second verse, I can kind of see what it means because it's very direct and not really metaphorical or anything like that. This is the end of man's long union with Earth. Maybe talking about how, in the end, man will leave Earth, maybe? Maybe mankind will finally rise up to the point that it won't need Mother Earth anymore. It will leave the planet and stuff like that. Maybe the lizard shed its tail, as in like it left behind what was once part of him. I don't know. Maybe that's what it really means. I'm not really sure. Judge not this race by empty remains. Do you judge God by its creatures when they're dead? Interesting. Judge not this race by empty remains. I think he is talking about the human race, but I'm not really sure. Do you judge God by his creatures when they're dead? Trying to think how this, like connects to the other verses and stuff like that. Because for now, it's more like an existential breakdown, as in like breaking down all the small bits about humanity's origins, where they're gonna go and where they are right now. But maybe I'm completely off again. Maybe there is no real interpretation. Judge not this race by empty remains. Maybe talking about people who came before, judge what's now relevant because of what happened before, but by people that are still living right now. Maybe. Do we judge God by his creatures when they're dead? Interesting. I don't know who he's talking to, as in like the lyrics. Maybe it's us, the listener, or maybe it's like a narrative where we're supposed to be some character, maybe. I'm not really sure. From life alone to life as one. Think not now, your gen's done. Maybe he's talking about how, I mean, there's the idea of like, when you die, you'll go back to the universe. Maybe it's talking about that. Like, I think, I don't know what it's called, but it's part of like ego death and stuff like that. So, think not now, your journey is done. It's more like don't think that it's over just because you died. There's more to life than just death. There's the afterlife, I guess you could call it. Just because your journey is done doesn't mean you're done. Um, yeah, maybe. Maybe it's talking about the death of ego, and we're gonna go back to the universe and Mother Nature and stuff like that. For though your ship be sturdy, no more will you survive on the ocean. Maybe he's talking about the journey that it's going to be after it. Convention children, this is my parting counsel for you. Maybe this is like a narrative about somebody who's about to die, maybe an elderly, somebody who's fairly old but has a lot of wisdom to share with the younger generation, stuff like that. Maybe I'm completely wrong as well. But yeah, that's the best I've got, and maybe you guys can tell me in the comments what your interpretation of the song is as well. Hopefully this video won't have a lot of bad people commenting down below, because I know that for some reason I think it's just prog rock that has this like really bad toxicity. And the thing is, it's mostly like and to think these guys are like adults and stuff. It's fairly impressive to see like such a bitter man in the comments down below, typing some stuff like that. I've seen it before, and it's mostly like prog rock music, which makes me think, is it really the genre? Maybe, maybe it's attracted the wrong kind of people, but there are some people who are nice, so that's nice. For example, I think that the nicest fan base for like a band is Rush. Like Rush has been the best band I've reacted to in terms of like the comment sections and stuff like that. I feel like the worst one was probably Yes and Emerson, Lake and Palmer as well. So I don't know. Maybe it's just something else that's happening around the world. I don't know. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please leave a comment down below telling me more songs of Genesis to react to in the future. Not only that, but you can also subscribe and leave a like to support more content like this in the future. My Ko-fi is in the description, and you can also join the memberships. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Bye bye.